Welcome to Soulframe. I'm Envoy Helix, and I will be sharing with you today a tutorial for getting started in Soulframe. Regardless if you're playing for the first time or just checking out some of the footage, welcome. Now let's get started. The opening sequence is the easiest to find our first ancestor, Orlick. In the event that you miss him, look for the tall tower located on the eastern side of the map. As you can see, the tower is off to my left. As you approach the tower, Orlick will begin to address you.
The history is gone. Ashes in the sky. It is hopeless, little. Hopeless.
Clear out enemies in the area so you can safely approach the room for the first encounter. As you approach, the tutorial will guide you to use your spectral sight. This is also called Soul Mode. Click Alt on your keyboard to see the hidden things within the world of Alka. Next, you are instructed to seek out a grave. Head back outside to find the gravestone. Please note that the location of the gravestone is subject to change. When in doubt, use the bird. Because the bird was stuck here, I used my soul sight to see what might be around. In this case, the grave was present. Again, please note that the grave location may differ when you play this section yourself. There was a note, and I received a quill as a result. I'm then going to return that quill to the location back in the tower.
By the Mother's Divine, an old one. The old have burned the great Pensieve's archive. Now words live on in smoke. Perhaps you and I might do something about it. What do you say? I'm Orlick, the bicameral. I fold in spine and say goodbye. My will is signed to you. For blood and cinder.
Upon acquiring the new ancestor, you can return to your nightfold and interact with the glowing orb to have their section of the nightfold revealed. You can then interact with your ancestor at any time you are in the nightfold. Orlick will give you information, histories about Alka as you discover new locations, and quest information. He will also allow you to replay certain fables and quests. If you are playing the Tormented Stag quest that you received from Orlick, your next ancestor will be Fenn Jotar. After you collect the totem, follow your bird to your next Orlick encounter. He will let you know about Fenn's presence. Fenn gives you a fire buff that will damage your enemies. You can have this buff in any Undercity location. Look for the blue icon on your map to find out where Fenn may be hiding. For this tutorial, the fire buff will last until you exit the dungeon. Under most circumstances, the buff will be indicated in the bottom right with a golden circle that slowly fades. This buff will take place of your ultimate move with the pack that you have for the duration of the dungeon. As you exit the dungeon, as long as you have the fire buff and have not died, you will receive a fragment for one of the best weapons in the game currently, the Ignimora. For the first time you do this, you will also get Fenn added to your nightfold. He will be located inside your tent. Our next ancestor is Tuvalkane, who is very important for crafting in this game. As you exit the dungeon during the stag quest, the first step of her quest will be located to your left. An alternate route that you can take is to start near the farms near Curlail and follow up the path. As I move along, you'll see I took a less direct path to get there. Clearing out the encampment will be helpful for this next step. As you will see, I did not fully clear the area. You will approach the crater and pick up the helm, then take it to the location I showed a little earlier. Just follow the route that I take. Again, this is useful for clearing out the encampment so that you don't run into this issue. In the event you did need to drop the helm, it will be located in the same spot you left it. As you approach, Tuvalkane will do the same thing that Orlick did. You will just need to interact with her, and then go back into the nightfold.
These pathetic ashes, these fired failures, leave me to the mold.
In the nightfold, you'll be able to see fragments you've collected, incomplete sets, and the requirements needed to craft certain weapons and armor. Each will require you to level up your bond with Tuvalkane. When crafting, you will need a joinery to complete the item. Eldor is the best joinery for weapons at this time, while Tribalt is the only joinery available for armor. Currently, the best weapons in the game are locked behind level 3 bond. There is a time requirement to crafting weapons and armor at this time, but if DE treats crafting similar to Warframe's Foundry, there will be an option to speed up the process. Our last ancestor to collect will be Verminia. She is located in an unmarked dungeon as indicated on my screen behind the fort. Verminia's dungeon is located in the roots of this tree. Once inside, follow your bird to the back exit. Upon exiting, you will be greeted with the Brewer of Hugh's quest and some narration from Nimrod, a new enemy. Follow your bird to some ruins where you will need to rescue a rat. You'll dispatch some enemies, then release the rat from a cage. While the rat may not show its gratitude, you can follow it for your first encounter with Nimrod. Whether you die or push Nimrod back, he will disappear, leaving you to pursue the rat along its path. After your second encounter with Nimrod, you should start to hear Verminia calling out to her puppet. Please note when you arrive to this location that you do not force your way over the rock. Interact with the statue to initiate the music. If this does not work, relog and try again. Interact with Verminia, who will join your nightfold. You'll be able to change the color of your armor and collect a potion once a day from the table where one of the rats sit. This will help with future encounters with Nimrod. Once she's added to your nightfold, you can then continue with the quest and go and defeat Nimrod.
Some color and learn some taste besides.
This concludes my guide to the ancestors. If you have any other questions or things you would like to see guides on, please leave a comment. Thank you all and see you in the world of Soulframe.